Welcome to Tech Brothers Damir. In this video, we are going to learn how to perform chain data capture CDC from Azure MySQL and load into the BigQuery by using a GCP Datastream. So let me show you the setup here. I have Azure portal open here, and once we go to the Azure portal, we are going to see our different resources. One of the resources is called Azure MySQL. So I'm going to click right there, and then you're going to see our MySQL instance or databases. Now this is the server name we have right there, and my login name is Amir. That's what the same login we will be using, but you can create a separate login for this purpose as well. If you will go to the databases, then we are going to see a couple of user databases beside system databases. So we have test and test2 as a user databases. Now I'm connected to this server by using Azure Data Studio. Now you can see that these are the same databases you see right here, and there are multiple tables we have customer 1, my table, and our test 1. And one of the table, let's concentrate on customer 1 for now. This does not have any data, but other tables do have data. What we are going to do, we are going to insert like 3 rows here, and then we are going to work on our data stream. Now that will be done. Once that's done, let's execute and take a look on our records. So 3 records are present now. Let's go to the Google side, and we will set up the data stream job now. So first of all, you will be going to the open the console.cloud.google.com. Once you are there, you can search for a data stream. Once you search for data stream, you're going to end up right here. So it will look like this. Okay, so we go ahead and create a data stream. It will be real quick. We are going to follow the steps. So first of all, we will be providing the name of the data stream job. So I'm going to call it the DMS101. It's in US Central, that's the region. I'm going to select the source, and in our case is going to be MySQL. It can be self-managed MySQL, Cloud SQL for MySQL, or Amazon RDS. So it can be any of them. In our case, it is on Azure, so no problem. And in the destination, we would like to write the data to the BigQuery. So we are gonna hit BigQuery right there. Leave everything as is. You can take a look on the requirement here if you want to. So I'm gonna go ahead and open some source information here. Actually, there is no requirement. This is just more tab of what type of MySQL you are going to use. So here you will use RDS for MySQL, or Aurora MySQL, or you will say Cloud SQL for Azure, or self-hosted. So in this case, what we can do, we can go Cloud SQL for MySQL. So that's fine. And then we continue, and we can create the user, identify a user, and run these commands. So that is one way to do it, but in my case, I'm fine. I'm using user Amir, that is already admin on that. But in case you need to use it, you will use these. You will create the user, and then you provide the password, and then provide these permissions such as replication slave, select, reload, replication client, and the other permissions as well. So we can close this one here. We go to the continue here, and now we will be setting up our profile for the source. So I'm going to say Azure SQL, and here we will provide the IP or the host name. In my case, I'm going to go ahead and provide the host name. So let's copy the host name, go to the overview, and just copy from here, go back to the our data stream job steps, and here we will provide that. So I'm going to go ahead and provide username Amir, and then provide the password. Now we will hit next, and it will ask some question. Encryption, no, we don't want any encryption. How you would like to connect? I'm going to use the IP, allow IP list. So that's what I'm going to use that. So you can use the forward SSL tunnel, you can use private connective VPC pairing and all that as well. But in my case, I'm going to go ahead and just use the IP allow list. So once I do that, it's going to give me some IPs. So it's giving me 5 IPs. I have to add these IPs to my MySQL in the Azure. So I'm going to copy these, go back to the Azure, and add them. So I'm going to go to the network here. Right here under the setting, I have this network here, and then I'm going to go ahead and add all of them. So let's call it a DS data stream 1. So I'm gonna just give them, you can give the range as well if you like, so that's fine. Let's copy the second IP, and then we'll keep adding all of them one after one. Okay, all the IPs has been added, and now we are going to hit save button here, and it's going to update the connection security setting for us. Now we go back to the our data stream job, and we are going to hit continue. It is asking you want to test, we can run the test. It might fail because we just added the IPs, so it might take a little time, but maybe it will complete as well. Let's see. Okay, great. That's failed. It says cannot connect to the MySQL server on this. So we have this server name, and I believe it is happening because of still the IPs are not saved. So if you see right there, if I will click on overview, it's still working on it. It's saying, hey, you have unsaved changes. You want to discard? No. So I'm going to cancel this. So let it run and complete, and then we will come back. After the IPs has been added and we ran the test, it completed with success. Now we are good to go for next step. We are going to create and continue. So source is pretty much done here, and now we have to select few things in this source. So it is asking me, hey, options to include the specific schema and table. So you have multiple things. You can add all tables from all schemas. You can do specific tables and schemas as well, and you can do custom. I'm gonna go with the middle. It is giving me selection, so I'm gonna select a few tables from here. So let's go to the test database, and then we can select customer and all that tables. If I go to the test2 database, it has also customer, so I can add that as well if you want. But in my case, I'm fine with just adding the tables from one database, but you have the option to select from multiple databases, so you can see right here. Go to advanced options here, and for the backfill mode of historical data, so whatever the data is there, you want to do it manual, you want to take backup and restore and all that, that's possible as well, but you will I want to do the automatic. So if you do the manual, it says that data stream will pull only new changes data from the included objects when the stream is started. So it's not gonna get the old data whatever is there, so it's gonna leave that. So in the automatic, it's gonna data stream will pull the existing data in the addition to the newly changed data from the included objects when the stream is started. So it will first pull all the historical data, and then also the change data on top of that. It keep doing it. So I'm gonna go with that part. So that's fine. You want to exclude some column, it give you the option for those as well. Now here we will create the connection or a profile for our destination. I'm going to call this one tech BQ. Okay, now we'll go ahead and create and continue. And here it is asking us a different question. You want to go in a region, multi-region of a BigQuery and all that, or you want to have like a data set prefix with the tables, so you can select that. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to go with this. So see right here, it says data set for each schema. So in this case, if I choose this, it's going to create a schema for each of the it is going to create a data set for each of the schema. But I would like to go and create a single data set and put everything in that one. So I'm going to go create a new data set, and here I will give the name called Azure SQL, and this is going to be multi-region. I don't care about enable table expiration and all that for now. So I'm going to hit create a data set. New data set is created, and now we have two options. We can merge or we can append only. So in merge, what's going to happen, if you want to use the merge, then any upserts will happen. You have updates, delete and all that. If you have append, the data will be always kept right into the table, so it will not make any updates or deletes to your destination in the BigQuery. So but I'm going to go with the merge. Now it is asking you how often, so table staleness limit to balance BigQuery performance and cost versus data freshness. So if you think the data freshness is very important for you, you want to do every 5 minutes, so it's going to cost you probably more because it's going to keep running the job. But if you want to run for every 4 hours or something, then it will cost you less. But in our case, we will go with 0 for now, and we are just performing demo, so whatever the changes happen, we want them to right away replicate to the BigQuery. So we hit run, but mostly people will do 15 minutes, some people will do 1 hour depending on their need of the data in the BigQuery. So now we run the validation here, and all the validation is completed, and now we will go ahead and say create and start. So it's going to create the job and start the job. It says that DMS 101 successfully created, and now it is starting right now. We can take a look on the logs, so it will show you all the logs in case any error happened and all that, so you can take a look from there as well. Okay, so we don't have much here. It says a stream state change, that's all we have for now, but once we will start fetching the data and writing the data, is going to be more information. So now it's starting as of now, and you can take a look on your profile. You can see other items from here as well. You can always go to edit here and make any changes to your source configuration. If you need to add a new table, or you want to make changes to the destination, you can do from here. You can also change in the edit stream setting. So you have these options to make changes later on. Especially I have used this one when you need to add the new tables in the stream. Let's click on monitoring. Still is in the process of starting. So if we go to monitoring, there isn't much we can see here. Some information is coming, but not a whole lot. So go to the objects here, and as of now it's not showing us any object. Remember, we selected 4 objects, those 4 tables. Once it say running, it's going to show us all those 4 tables here, and then it will start getting the data from those tables from Azure MySQL, and then we'll write to the BigQuery. So finally our job is running right now, and we can go to monitoring again and take a look. So monitoring is not showing us any data, so it's a small, there isn't really much here, but we go to objects here, and the objects, so we can see that object status is say running. Now it can tell you like how many events it's got. So the 10 rows, 15 rows, 4 rows and 1 row. So test 1 has only 1 row. This table has 4 rows, and this table has 15 rows. So we can take a look on those. So it's gonna get all those records. So we go back here. Actually events, I will say, like not the rows, because if we have created a table, drop the table and all those, so there would be different numbers. So it's not going to be exact like number of rows. It's going to be events, how many events it has processed. You can always initiate backfill from here in case something goes wrong and you want to do the backfill. You can come here and do it. Also you can see the details of your table and schema. So that is showing you like a hey, backfill, last backfill, trigger, automatic, and then these are list of the columns. So it's still running. Once it's done, it's gonna say completed. So then we will be able to see. Let's go to the BigQuery meanwhile and take a look on the BigQuery. So here is my BigQuery. I'm gonna refresh the contents, and we have Azure SQL data set created, and I'm going to query this table. Let's see if the data here has been populated. Still is working, but I just want to kind of play with it. So let me see if I can make it a little bigger. Yeah, I can do that. So you can see the query. Now let's go ahead and run this query. Okay, 3 records are there, so that's great. And if we go and test the other table, there should be some records in those tables as well. You can just preview the data if you want. You can always cancel this out and cancel, close, and here you can go to the open, and once you open, you can preview the data, so there is no cost for that one. So still it's working, looks like. Okay, so we see that let me take you to the logs here, and in the logs you're gonna see a lot more information now. So you can see that it says completed writing 4 records. So this is how it completed record 3 records. So it is writing all those records to the BigQuery for now. We can go back to BigQuery. Let me query this table and see if all the records are there. No, it shouldn't have any problem because it is just running now. Okay, all the 10 records are here as well. Let's go back to our data stream, and here what we are gonna do, we are gonna see this is running. So let me go back here. So you go to your data stream, and this is the status is running, and the status is running here as well. So go to monitoring. So monitoring might not show us yeah, there's a small throughput is showing, because we don't have all our data. And in the objects it is showing us sorry, I said that this should be completed, so I might be wrong on that one. It's just saying running, so this part should be completed. Okay, so we have seen this this customer table, customer one table. You see these different numbers because I was doing some testing before, and I was writing different data and in this table. So you have delete and all those kind of things. Now in this customer one table we have only 3 records. So if I will go ahead and insert 10 more records, even some of them are already duplicated, so these are going to be duplicated, like 3 of them. So right now this table has some data here, so 13 records here. Let's go back to the BigQuery, and we will query that table again. So in the customer one table, that's one our table is, and we can take a look. So if the records are there, so still it has 3 records, but it should catch up pretty soon. Okay, now it has all those 13 records here, we can see right here. And if we will delete the data from our table, if I will go ahead and say delete, it will delete on the BigQuery as well. So it's replicating whatever we are doing here. So delete from this where customer underscore ID is greater than 4. So let's say if that's our statement. So now it deleted the records, and now we are left with only few records, 4 of them. If I go to the BigQuery and I execute this, it should have only 4 records as well. So it is still taking time. Let it run. So we go to the logs, and I will show you in the logs. You can see different things in the log. So it is still loading here. So completed writing 10 records into this. So when we inserted those records, that's the last log. So if we refresh, I'm hoping to get new records. If you go to Datastream here, you can see also the number has changed or will change. See right there, number has changed. So that's also playing a role here. You can go to your source and destination here by clicking. We can go back here and run this query again, and that should refresh our data. Okay, so now we have 4 records. So we deleted the data in the Azure MySQL table, and that also got deleted in the BigQuery side. So this is how the data stream will work. So whatever you have in your Azure MySQL database, that will be replicated to the BigQuery, and any changes you will make in the Azure MySQL database, so they will be replicated. This is great for a lot of uses, for maybe reporting, or also this can be in case of disaster recovery. You can use this as a cross cloud solution as well. So I thank you for watching my video. Thank you very much for spending time with me. Go ahead, please subscribe my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video.